Welcome everybody to the Mid-Level Media channel. I am Kenny and I'm here today to have another Mid-Level Collects video, this time highlighting all of my pickups for the month of February. I got 16 titles that I actually purchased in the month of February, so I'm not going to include anything that was sent to me from various distributors. I'm going to do separate videos for those. So the ones that I'm going to show you all today for my February pickups are the ones that I actually purchased either from online or in stores. And if you follow me on Instagram at Mid-Level Movie Reviews or my other media-based page at Mid-Level Media, you've probably seen quite a few of these pickups already highlighted in my feed. But I'm going to go ahead and get them all together, highlight them here for you all, and just kind of show them off and go through them. If I've watched any of them, just give you all my thoughts. Now, I have not watched everything in this stack, so some things I might not have as much thoughts on as others, but let's just go through them. So first, I'm going to show off 3 movies. So after I did my top 10 of 1985, it kind of compelled me to get on Amazon, and I went ahead and ordered 3 of the movies that I highlighted in my top 10 for pretty cheap. So they were all about $7, $8 on Amazon. The first one I picked up was The Breakfast Club, which I recently did a rewatch and review of. This is a fantastic film, a surefire classic, and I definitely love this movie. Very fun watch to go back and revisit this one. So definitely a classic. Then if you have not seen The Breakfast Club, you have to watch that movie. The next one I grabbed, and this one was pretty cheap as well, was Teen Wolf, starring Michael J. Fox. So definitely a classic on its own, although not as much as a masterpiece as The Breakfast Club, but it's definitely a fun teen-style movie, and Michael J. Fox is amazing in it. So that has it for Teen Wolf. The next one is a classic murder mystery. You got Clue, and this is another one that I have not seen in forever. And I'm really excited to give that one a watch and hopefully a review soon on my review page at Mid-Level Movie Reviews. So, and guys, if you're not following me over there on Instagram, which you probably are if you found this YouTube channel, go ahead and follow me over there. I do movie reviews daily. I do Blu-ray shots. I do other cool things like just cinematography. I do rankings of my favorite films. I do lists and all that good stuff. So go ahead and come on over there to my Instagram page and follow me. And I'm going to go ahead and take this time to ask you all that if you are not a subscriber to Mid-Level Media, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. Go ahead and follow me. I do videos weekly. I do unboxings and giveaways. I do Blu-ray hunts. I do movie reviews for the latest film releases. All that good stuff. Everything movie. If you are a movie fan and not following Mid-Level Media, you got to come on over. Subscribe to my channel. All right. And also, can I ask that you please just, there's a little like button down there. Go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and just click it right now. Get it over with, and we'll go ahead and move on with the video. So I'll wait right here until you click it. All right, you got it? All right, so let's go on. And go ahead and drop me a comment. What did you pick up for the month of February? I'm interested. I want to see. Let's start a conversation in the comment thread below. Let's talk about our pickups. We all love movies. We all love collecting film. If you're here right now watching my video, it's because you love physical media just as much as I do. Go ahead and comment down below what your favorite pickups of the month of February was, and we'll talk about it. So let's move on to the next one. And I was really excited. This movie came out on 4K probably close to maybe over a year now, and I didn't pick it up because the price was just too high, but I found it on Amazon recently for pretty cheap. And that is the Harrison Ford starring film Air Force One, Get Off My Plane. Now, this movie, I don't even think it had a Blu-ray release until very recently, but I never owned it on DVD, and I think the last time I watched this movie was on VHS, and I could possibly still have it on VHS. I'm not sure. I'd have to look through my VHS boxes in the closet, but I'm really excited to go back and give this one a watch. Just a very interesting action movie with a great villain in Gary Oldman, and I love it. And one of the things that connected me to this movie was, just to kind of give you a fun fact about myself, but my father actually worked on Air Force One in the Air Force, so it was cool to have actually been on this plane and then watch this movie and kind of see how they compare. Because I kind of picked up on things as I was walking through the plane, I remember as a kid, and that was always really cool. So Gonna go ahead and put this down, get to my next one. And this next one, guys, it's a classic, and I saw it on there for I think $7-8, and I didn't own it in my collection. So it's a James Cameron film, Titanic. So everybody knows Titanic, right? Like, you've seen Titanic. So I shouldn't have to say too much about it, but definitely a classic that I loved from my childhood, and I'm happy to now own it in my collection. So this was another random pickup just in a $5 Blu-ray bin at Walmart. I came across it. I figured, I just watched the trailer for Spiral with Chris Rock, so I went ahead and picked up Jigsaw for only $5. So I rented Jigsaw when it came out. The Redbox, didn't see it in theaters, but I liked it okay. It was fine. Definitely worth $5 just to add it in my collection. So let's move on to these two, and all these ones I'm going through right now are kind of random pickups. The next stack I'll go through is all the new releases for February, the films that actually came out in February. But these are my last two of my random pickups, and I got both of these films for a 2 for $25, or I think it might have been 2 for $30, and I had a $5 credit on Amazon. But I got both of them for $25. It's an amazing deal. 2 4Ks. The first one is Interstellar on 4K, which I'm sure looks amazing. I haven't seen this movie since it came out in theaters, but I know a lot of people are kind of split on that movie. I liked it, and I didn't mind the ending either. I don't remember loving it, so I'm interested to go back and revisit it. And another one is a sure classic that I have not seen in forever, and I'm really looking forward to rewatching in 4K, and that is Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, what most regard as the greatest sci-fi film of all time. And I'm very much looking forward to rewatching this soon, getting a review up on my Instagram page, possibly YouTube if it compels me enough. Alright guys, so that does it for my random pickups. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the new pickups for the month of February. And the very first title that came out at the beginning of February was my favorite film of 2019, and that is Dr. Sleep on 4K. So this is an amazing cover that I love, and I watched this movie I actually watched it in Blu-ray because I watched the director's cut. So I haven't actually seen this in 4K yet, but I'm really excited to have this on 4K. It was my official favorite film of 2019. When I made my list, it was before I saw 1917, which is kind of my favorite film of 2019, to be honest. But I made my list. I locked this movie in as my number one film of 2019, and that stands. Dr. Sleep is my official number one movie of 2019. And I can't wait to rewatch that in 4K, even though I already rewatched it for the director's cut. Kind of weird how they just put the director's cut on the Blu-ray when they're trying to sell the 4K. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next pickup. And this is such a phenomenal film. And honestly, again, if I redid my top 10 of 2019 list, it is very possible this might have ended up on there. And that is A24's Waves. This movie is starring Sterling K. Brown and Kelvin Harrison Jr. and two of the best performances that I have seen probably in the past 5 years. Like, how these two didn't get nominated for Oscars for these performances is beyond me, and just goes with my theory of A24 kind of dropped the ball, I think, in their Oscar promoting. They had a lot of phenomenal films that didn't get any recognition, and I don't know if they were trying and they just couldn't get through to the Academy, or they just didn't try hard enough. But some of those movies like Uncut Gems, The Farewell, Waves, no recognition at the Oscars, and it's absolutely ridiculous to me because those are some of the best performances of the year. So let's go ahead and move on. As we move into the second week of February, a big release came out, an Oscar-nominated film, Ford v Ferrari, and I love this movie. I remember I did a car review of this movie right after I got out of the theater. Just an incredible film. James Mangold absolutely kills it direction-wise. The car racing scenes are so visceral, just so fantastic visually. And just the effects work in this movie alone during those car racing scenes and what he does with it. Like, I've never felt so enthralled and excited to be watching racing in a movie as I have watching it in this movie. And the performances by Christian Bale and Matt Damon, absolutely phenomenal. So if you haven't checked out Ford v Ferrari, definitely give that one a watch soon. So let's go ahead and move on. And these two I picked up recently, but they came out in the second week of February, so I'm going to go ahead and mention them now. You got Pet Sematary 2, The Scream Factory, and that's an amazing release right there. And I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the slipcover right here. And this is an exclusive, guys, to the Mid-Level Media channel. I'm going to go ahead and flip that cover artwork. I'm going to show you what's on the other side. You see this one, and this is why I love Scream Factory. They always do such fantastic work. These reversible cover art is so cool, and I love it. So, gonna go ahead and get that back in the slip cover, and let's go ahead and get to my next one, which is also a Scream Factory pickup, and that is Matt Dillon in The House That Jack Built. So, I have been hearing about this movie, both good and bad things, since it released in 2018, and I have been waiting for a Blu-ray release since then that's not like exported from another country like they've had them, but an official American release has not been released until now, and I cannot wait to check this out. Definitely going to try to this week. So let's get down. We got 3 left, guys. Another Oscar-nominated Academy Award-winning film for Best Script, Best Adapted Screenplay, and that is Jojo Rabbit. Just a fantastic movie. I love this movie as well. It almost made my top 10 of 2019. It was right outside of it. But a fantastic performance by Scarlett Johansson. I actually think she should have won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in this movie. Taika Waititi's direction. It's phenomenal how he took this subject matter that could have been so controversial to so many people. And he made it accessible and funny. And I haven't really heard a lot of backlash against this movie. And for the subject matter, for him to be able to do that, to adapt that material and not create the level of controversy that I feel like others would have, it's just incredible and just speaks to his talents as a writer and a filmmaker. So let's move on to this next. I'll save this one for last. And I picked this up last week and I watched it last week. It is Color Out of Space, starring Nicolas Cage. And what I can say about this movie, I wanted to do a review on my channel, and I still might, but to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. To me, I really enjoyed Mandy. I thought Mandy was a great film with great visuals. This movie has great visuals, but that's kind of where it ends for me. The story didn't grab me. I didn't feel as invested in the characters. And Nicolas Cage he always rides the line of ridiculousness in his performance. And he just went way over that line in this one. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't that good. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And this was, I think it was nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. And that's Rian Johnson's Knives Out. Oh, my book fell out. And I went with the Target exclusive. Let's zoom in on this. I went with the Target exclusive, which has this book in it. And I did an unboxing last week, and my giveaway just ended this past weekend. So I'm sorry if you haven't entered that yet, but it's now over, and we'll be deciding the winner here pretty shortly. But it came with this little booklet inside, which is like an original novel from Harlan Thrombey, which is the kind of patriarch of the family, the whole start to the murder mystery. You know, he's the guy that gets murdered, and they're trying to figure out who done it, basically. So this is a really fun movie. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's like, I don't even know if it cracked my top 20 for 2019. It's a really fun, engaging movie, though. It's just the twists and some of the things that happened in it I wasn't fully on board with, and I need to rewatch it. I might be more open to it the second time, but to me, some of the twists and turns, or lack thereof, honestly, just kind of took a little bit of the steam out of it for me. But it's a good movie, and I definitely recommend that you check it out. So that'll do it, guys, for my pickups for the month of February in 2020. So again, go ahead and comment below. What did you pick up in the month of February? I want to hear about it. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel right down there. Hit that like button, and we'll see you next time.